first preview of the somewhat NFL season, not the start of the season, but you're getting your first preview, and I am super excited to watch the Miami Dolphins play tomorrow. Let's break this game down. What is up, Finn fans? Tomorrow, the Miami Dolphins are in Chicago to take on the Bears. We all know what happened yesterday at the joint practice, so we're going to talk about kind of things I'm expecting, who should start, who shouldn't start, all that good stuff, all that razzmatazz and jazz. Also, I got myself a nice delivery today. So I am heading down to training camp. I leave the 19th and I will be there for the 20th and 21st. I got myself a few things for my trip down there because I know it's going to be hot and these normal t-shirts won't work. So I got myself something, plus they had a really nice hoodie that I was like, I have to grab. Again, anything I got, I'm not sponsored, but I also got it off the NFL shop. A lot of times people are like, hey, where'd you get that? Like my hat and stuff. NFL shop, shirt, Kohl's. I'm cheap. That's what I am. I'm cheap. I don't make a lot of money. I'm cheap. Real quick, though, before we jump into all this good stuff, I have to shout out today's sponsor. And that is Clean the World. Sean Seipler put together this foundation. Yeah, he did. But I wanted to say fantastic in front of that because he's helping people. Been doing it for 16 years. Has helped millions of people, so many different countries, whether it's third world countries, natural disasters, the homeless. He goes, puts these kits together with bars of soap in there that he's repurposed and cleaned from hotels. Recycling is a great thing. Also, he has the Wash Foundation that gets water to people of needs and shower stations. Dude, go check him out, dudes and dudettes. CleanTheWorld.org. He also has some really nice soft shirts. You might have seen my shirt, I think Monday's video, wash your hands, bro. That's all him, man. Go check it out. And again, shout out to Sean and Clean the World doing some fantastic things for people of need. So we're going to break this down and then we're going to open the package and I'll show you the shirts and everything else I got for my trip down to training camp. So essentially, let's first jump into who I think the Miami Dolphins will not play. Now, we'll see. Now, I'm like jumping ahead of myself. I have so many things. This is the first preview. I have so many things I want to talk about. Like my brain is going 500 miles an hour. Let's first just stick with who might not play. Now, obviously, you have the obvious aren't playing, and that's Darren Waller. You have Tyreek Hill, who's dealing with an oblique. Alec Ingold still in concussion protocol. Mo Camaro still in concussion protocol. Austin Jackson dealing with injuries. Andrew Meyer, Baron Matos, Ashton Davis, Cam Smith, Dante Trader. All of those guys either didn't practice yesterday or are dealing with concussions, or we have been told they are injured. Other guys I don't expect to see play tomorrow. Jalen Waddle, I think he got the wind knocked out of him, but I still think they'll probably sit him out. James Daniels coming off an Achilles. They'll probably slow bring him in. I don't see him playing tomorrow. Aaron Brewer, again, he's coming back and being able to practice, but I don't think I'll see him play tomorrow. And then Jalen Phillips, he had the swelling in his knee. I don't think we'll see him play tomorrow. Then you have the big question mark, right? Tua Tagovailoa. You have guys like Seal, or guys like Bradley Chubb, guys like Minka Fitzpatrick, Fatu Melifonwu, who's somewhat dealing with an injury, Jack Jones, who supposedly just had cramping yesterday. There's these guys out there, even Mike Hilton, these veteran guys that you sit there and you think to yourself, do we need to see them play? Now, that's where we get into kind of what I want to see, but also what needs to happen, right? Yesterday's practice on offense was bad. It was a bad day on offense. I think the Dolphins put out like one nice play where Tua hit Waddle over the middle. Like there was a sprinkling of good plays here and there, but it was a bad day. From what I'm hearing, and again, Terron Armstead, let me read you this from Terron Armstead, because he did a video on his channel. Go check it out. I am going to try to work with him and get him on the channel. But he did a video when he was down here for camp, and obviously he went to Chicago with the team to talk about that stuff. He said a lot of takeaways from Dolphins Bears joint practice. Long story short, both defenses dominated the practice. Dolphins offense was more productive than the Bears offense, but not a good day overall. I'll give my joint practice breakdown on the next episode of The Set. Then somebody asked him essentially like, Yeah, typically early training camp scrimmages when defense is often ahead of the offense. Looking forward to it. He said, no, I wouldn't say that. He said offense was bad with an exclamation point. I was just saying it needs more context on what the struggles were and what the response needs to look like. I'm very interested to see what Terron Armstead has to say in that video. Obviously, I'll show you and maybe we'll even react to it because it's going to be very interesting to get his take on what he saw from a football perspective. But obviously, if I'm Mike McDaniel, I'm probably playing more starters than I'm not. We had some injuries and some injury scares yesterday, and hopefully everyone's okay that got banged up. I know the Ravens got with some injuries, and I think the Falcons player, no, the Lions player, from we're hearing he's moving and he's awake, and they're good news there, but there are some injuries. But I want Patrick Paul, Jonah, like I think they should play. Obviously, we're not going to see Liam Eichenberg. He's obvious on there because he's dealing with some type of injury. But I don't think you'll see the right side of the line, center, right guard, right tackle. But I think you'll see some of Patrick Paul and Jonah. Then is like Tua, right? We saw Joe Burrow play. We saw him play like 2 series. Should Tua play? In my personal opinion, yes, I think Tua should play. I don't think Devon Achane should play, but I think all the other running backs should play. We don't have many to throw out there, but I think Tua should play. I don't think Bradley Chubb needs to play. I don't think Steeler needs to play. I'd like to see some out of Chop, but not much. But then obviously Kenneth Grant, Jordan Phillips, Benito Jones. I'm very interested to see what Matt Dickerson can do. Again, I'm getting ahead of myself, but I don't think Mika should play. We don't need to see much from him. But I think there are some guys, especially if you struggled yesterday in practice, I think you should play a little bit. Play series. Like have Tua go out there, play series. Because regardless of what's going to happen, the reps need to get in. Like, again, Joe Burrow played. I know others didn't play, like Lamar Jackson didn't play, Jalen Hurts didn't play, but I would put Tua out there for a series. I would let him play a series. He hasn't played football in a while. We got to remember, he didn't play the back end of the season because of his hip. So I would put Tua out there and I'd have him play a series, and then next preseason game against Detroit, maybe do 2 series, and then I wouldn't have him play against Jacksonville for the finale. But yeah, that's my opinion. So what I want to see, what I'm expecting to see, and what I'm looking for in tomorrow's preseason game. First and foremost, a rebound from that joint practice yesterday, and mostly on offense, because again, the defense struggled a little bit, but then once, when you're doing one-on-ones, it's easy for the corners to struggle because, the quarterback isn't being pressured, so he can just stand there forever and throw the ball. But they got better as the games went on. I read you from the Bears beat writers how Mika was just destroying them and how their offense was struggling and Caleb Williams was struggling, and the Dolphins defense did their thing. It was the offense. So I want to see a rebound because we got punched in the mouth yesterday. This offense needs to punch back and needs to show it. First drive, march on the field, score a touchdown, make us Dolphin fans feel better, especially if we don't have most of the right side of the offensive line in there, which then and now I'm thinking about it, if Aaron Brewer, James Daniels, Austin Jackson's not going to be there, maybe you don't put Tua out there. I don't know. I don't know where my brain's at right now. It's just a big old hodgepodge of a mess, because I know some of you probably commenting when you hear me say Tua should play at least a series. Well, if the right side of the line's not there, I ain't putting him out there. He's going to get killed. Yeah, you're not wrong. But I need to see a rebound. I need to see a rebound from yesterday, because yesterday was bad. It was a bad day. I'm very interested to see what these backup quarterbacks can do. I obviously think Zach Wilson will probably be first, and then Quinn Ewers. I'm very interested to see what they can do. Obviously, I'm going to be live streaming it, so if you want to come hang out, I'll be live at 1 o'clock tomorrow. But I want to see these guys. It is a tight competition, and this is the first time I'll be able to see it with my own eyes, because unfortunately, I wasn't able to go to practice. I'll obviously be able to go to practice in 2 weeks. So these backup quarterbacks, especially Quinn Ewers, and I hear a lot of good things about Zach Wilson's strength in his arm, but then his anticipation, and he's a little bit behind on his throws. But then Quinn Ewers, I'm hearing he's got a good kind of hold of the offense, but his arm strength isn't there, but his passes are. I need to see this with my own eyes, especially in live action. The trenches depth. That's also what I'm very, very interested in seeing. With with Larry Borum. I'm hearing he's doing well. Daniel Brunskill, Keon Smith, Braden Daniels, Jackson Carman, Daniel Brunskill's actually in 2 spots. He's backup center and right guard. But I want to see what these guys can do as backup offensive linemen. Jalen McKenzie, Jermaine Afedi, who we just picked up, because, you know, you need to have some depth on the offensive line. And then on the defensive line, obviously we're not going to see Mo Kamara, but Derek McClendon, I'm hearing good things about. Matt Dickerson, I'm hearing good things about. I want to see the rookies. Zeke Biggers, I'm hearing good things about. There's a big battle trying to make the roster here. So, you know, and I'm on ESPN's site, and they have the Dolphins in a base 4-3 defense. So I'm just saying there. Also, wide receivers. I want to see what Westbrook can do. I want to see his height being used. I want to see his abilities being used. I also want to see Taj Washington. I want to see Armstrong, Weeze, Argizakama. I want to see those guys, what they can do. You know, I don't expect to see Tyreek Hill and Jalen Waddle. So who's the number 3? Who's going to show up? Now we know kind of what we're going to get out of Malik Washington. I'm still interested to see D. Estridge also making crazy one-handed catches. I love, and I can't wait to see the depth of this offensive line. Now, Monterey Baldwin muffed a punt, which is kind of might hurt him yesterday. But, you know, we have very good depth on this offensive line. Might be able to use that as trade to pick up a potential corner. Maybe from the Kansas City Chiefs, who have a plethora of corners. Also, Grayson Murphy, the pass rusher depth. I'm hearing very good things about Grayson Murphy. Very good things. And I want to see it with my own eyes. Willie Gay Jr., I want to see what he is doing. I want to see Channing Tindall bounce back. I want to see him out there playing, see what he could do in coverage, all that stuff. Cameron Good, Quinnen Bell. You know, we heard great things about them previous camps. I'm still hearing good things about Cameron Good. Unfortunately, he got hurt. But a lot of it is about the depth. And then this one, you're probably like, really, Doug? I want to see this punting competition, because Jake Bailey's still there. And obviously Jake Bailey's still there probably because, and we talked about this on the collective, and Alan Poupart said he's very good at directionally kicking, and his accuracy with his kicks are really good. Plus he has the, familiarity with Sanders on holding field goals and holding kicks. But Stonehouse has more of the leg and the power. And, you look at some of the games, and I think it was the Titans game, we really start falling apart because, at one point they started a drive on their own 45 instead of punting them deep into their own territory. So I want to see what's going on and why one is still on the team and we're not just rocking with one punter. Why do we still have 2 punters, and why isn't one of them named a starter and one of them named a backup? Why is it or? That also is very, very interesting to me. But the biggest thing going into this first preseason game is to not overreact. We're already seeing overreacting, right? We're seeing Shedeur Sanders, who, again, not to downplay what he did, Shedeur Sanders had a fantastic day yesterday. Like, absolutely fantastic day. His stats were 14 out of 23, 138 yards, 2 touchdowns. Great play. Should be very proud of himself. Let me see if anyone else. Tyler Huntley eventually came in, went 6 for 8, 51 yards, 1 touchdown. That's it. Bryce Young had a day as well, but we shouldn't overreact to the first preseason game, just like we shouldn't overreact to yesterday's joint practice, because again, if you remember, we had a very good joint practice against the Philadelphia Eagles, and that happened to be nothing. Same thing with, we had a very good preseason game against the Philadelphia Eagles. Also, if you guys remember, Skylar Thompson's first preseason game, he went 20 for 28, 218 yards and a touchdown, 106 rating. Ended up, kind of not really doing much for us. So I'm not saying, don't take what I'm trying to say, is obviously look at it. We're gonna look at it. We're gonna be interested in it. Break it down, all that stuff. But we're not gonna say the sky is falling or anything like that. We're not gonna sit here and say this team is gonna suck because of it, because a lot can change. It's preseason. I've seen teams go winless in the preseason and win a Super Bowl. I've seen teams go undefeated in the preseason and end up winning 4 games. Preseason means nothing. It's more for exhibition, more for getting your body ready for the regular season. And for us fans, especially the dedicated ones that are psychopaths, get to see the depth and who is fighting to make this team. But let's please take a deep breath and not overreact, because, you know, Shedeur Sanders goes out and has a fantastic day yesterday. And of course, everyone has to bring Tua into it. It's sad. Like, you can't just sit back and watch other teams play without people being like, oh, Tua can never make that throw. It's like, it's just lazy. It's lazy. So let's enjoy it. Obviously, we get to watch football tomorrow, which I'm very excited for. Like, we're getting it all out of our system. And again, my biggest thing is rebound from yesterday. Yesterday was bad. It was just a bad day on offense. Rebound from that. Show it was just practice. Come out, punch some mouths. You know, have Jordan Brooks really get in your guys' faces and change it up. But comment below. I'm very interested to see what you guys have to say. What are you interested in seeing? What is your takes? Who do you think should play and shouldn't play? Do you think Tua should play, or do you think he shouldn't play? Because in my opinion, the center, right guard, and right tackle are not playing. So do you think Tua shouldn't play, or should he? Again, I'm more for have him play a series, get him out there. He hasn't played for the back end of the season, get the cobwebs off, you know. But I'm very interested to see what you all have to say. So, like I said, I'm bending over. Like I said, I'm going to training camp, and it's going to be hot. It's not going to be that hot when I go. I looked forward, and it's going to be hot, but it's not going to be crazy hot. So I got myself a few things to wear. Now, I already know I'm going to get some flack for some of the things I got myself because it's Florida. But you got to understand something. My favorite color to wear is black. So I know you're going to be like, oh my God, Doug, you're ridiculous. Why are you wearing that? But it is what it is. Now, these are the like athletic wear. These are like team apparel, dry fit wear. So when I'm sweating, it doesn't get too bad. But I got this shirt. This shirt was so nice. I had to grab it. Check this shirt out. I'm going to be wearing this. I don't know which day, but check this shirt out. That's nice. See how you can see through it? So you can probably see my nips. But I'll be able to, you know, not sweat too much. Tell me that's not a nice shirt. So I got that one. Very excited to wear that one. I got this one as well, which I'll be wearing one of the days. So if you're like, hey, how do I know it's you? I'm tall and you can see what I'm wearing. I also got this one, which is just simple, but it's so nice. Again, it's Nike. It's these like breathable shirts. Just simple, but just so nice. Like, it's just clean dolphin white with the throwback logo. It's just a nice, you know, clean shirt. And then this one, I'm obviously not wearing this one down in Miami because it's a hoodie. But I saw this hoodie and I saw it was on sale. I don't know if it's on sale anymore. And I was like, I have to get that hoodie. It's so light too. Look at this, right? But that's not the best part. The best part is the sleeve. Look at the sleeve. That's nice. It's like black and orange. That's nice. So I got myself some stuff because why not? So comment below. Let me know what you guys think. That is my haul. If you do want to send me something, I have a PO box. It's linked in the description. Don't feel like you need to. Some of the things that are behind me, like this beautiful thing right here, that was sent to me. This was sent to me. The mesh helmet that's over here was sent to me. If you feel like, or you just want to send me a letter, PO box is linked in the description. But other than that, I will see you tomorrow, 1 o'clock. Miami Dolphins taking on the Chicago Bears. Let's have a rebound from yesterday and kick some butt. But like usual, stay classy. Effins up.